Hey, 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 come on in, come on in, come on in. Come on in, good people. We live. Hey, this is your girl, Bridget Brown Jackson, and today, during our Think About It Thursday, we are going to be talking about never let a good crisis go to waste. Yes, we're going to be talking about that today in just a moment. And so, if you're coming in here, please say hi. Please say hi. Please say good evening. Please say something to me. Talk back to me. Talk back to me. Talk back to me. If you're here watching and you are alone, don't be alone. Share, share, share. So come on in. Hit somebody up. Tag somebody. Even if they're watching in replay, because I'm not going to be on here long. I know I say this all the time, but I'm really not. Um, share, share, share this with somebody else and tag them because I'm telling you, this is going to be good. And I'm not saying that just because it's your girl, but I am saying that. So, my name is Bridget Brown Jackson. I am a behavioral wealth strategist. I love talking all things behavior. As a part of my transformational services, my female clients, most of them being leaders and leading organizations and leading teams, are able to identify their strengths, identify their blinding and hindering blind spots, and then close that gap so that they can exponentially be better off professionally and personally. So, again, that's who I am. I'm your girl, Bridget Brown Jackson, and I love, 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 absolutely love what I do, right? So, today we are going to be again talking about this never let a good crisis go to waste. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Again, we're not going to be here before you long. So tag somebody, ask somebody to come on in, come on in, come on in. That's what we're going to be talking about. Never let a good crisis go to waste. All right. So if you are here as well and you're not a part of our or mine, I'm saying our because my husband is always, he's my teammate, but he's on my teammate from afar. So if you're not a part of our text messaging community, please join us. Please join us. Please join us by texting down there 810-321-5365. See, there you go. He says, hello, Queen. That is my baby. That's my heartbeat. That's my everything. That man, actually, I'm about to talk about him. I'm trying to get him on here, y'all. We're going to get on here soon. He's going to get on here soon. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Never let a good crisis go to waste. So y'all ready? Let's get into this. So they say that Winston Churchill said this, but on my research, this really is what somebody else said that he said based on, again, what I researched. Now, he did talk about a crisis and not letting it go to waste, but those actual words have been reformatted. And, I don't even care who has the claim for it. It's a good statement. But here's what I want to talk about it about. Well, this is a great, great statement. And more than that, what I want to talk about it is my mentor did a YouTube video one time on this. And this is when he wasn't even my mentor. So he's my mentor by proxy. So my mentor is Dr. Eric Thomas, E.T. the hip hop preacher, right? Well, I was watching him on YouTube. Mm-hmm. I'd go to the gym, I'd listen to him. I had my staff listening to him, just listen to him until I got tired of listening to him. And I said, wait a minute. I want to do what he does. I want to get to the level of where he's at or positioning of where he's at. Then I need to do more. Well, an advertisement from him popped up and he had a coaching program and I joined it. So I am a certified extreme execution coach. You can see the label right there in affiliation with Thomas and Thomas. And so I love talking about the DISC assessment. So we're going to talk about it a little bit, but more than that, I want you to understand why it's so important. So again, never let a good crisis go to waste. Never let a good crisis go to waste. It's very important that we understand that, right? And so ET was teaching about this. This was 2 years ago when COVID had just come out, right? And he was talking about how many people were throwing their hands up, basically. Many people were saying, I can't do this, I can't do that. He said, wait a minute. He was able to pivot in the middle of COVID. He said, because you don't let a good crisis go to waste. Now, y'all see me today. I am so excited. I am motivated. But yesterday, And the day before, the night before, I had the scare of my life. I had the scare of my life. So I had a crisis that hit my family, right? Well, here's my lesson to you. Never let a good crisis go to waste. Again, never let a good crisis go to waste. Now, let me tell you about a mama. So for all the people, if you're watching it, and if you watch this in replay, say mama, mama bear. Okay. So let me tell you about mamas. Let me tell you about proverbial women. When we get lemons, man, we're not just gonna make lemonade. We're gonna build a lemonade stand. We're gonna put it in boxes. We're gonna put it in crates. We're gonna distribute it. We're gonna make something out of those lemons, right? When you have a proverbial woman. Well, man, I had a crisis this week. And so I had to alter my schedule and do some things, right? And as I had to do that, you know what I said? Wait a minute. This crisis might actually lend to another business opportunity. Now, I don't know if that business opportunity will really come to fruition or not, but in the middle of the crisis, I was trying to solve another problem. And then I thought, well, wait a minute. This actually could be something that I could do for a living because of the crisis presented me, put me in a predicament, right? So what I'm trying to tell everybody is never let a good crisis go to waste. So I need you to absolutely not, and I don't know why I didn't have my mic. I'm sorry, y'all. They put this mic over here. I need you to absolutely do your very, very best to be positive, even when you're in the middle of a crisis. I need you to be positive. I need you to start questioning. So I just, and I'm gonna, I'm gonna put it in the notes here for you, and it's called "Change Your Questions, Change Your Life." Sorry, I should have put it in there already. I just got done reading this book 2 weeks ago, right? And when I read that book, sorry for looking down because I have to look down to type. Okay, so change your questions, change your life is the name of the book. Look it up, look it up, look it up, look it up. It is absolutely a marvelous. Let me leave it up there for a minute. It is absolutely a marvelous, marvelous book to read. In it talks about being in judger mode or being in learner mode. Now, when the crisis struck this week, I was like, judger mode, all kind of questions filtered through, all kinds of things I was thinking of. Oh my God, just all these things. And then you know what I remember, Bridget, you're in judger mode. Get into learner mode right now. And when I went into learner mode, guess what kicked in? My ability to start processing. So if you have been on my campus, you know I love to talk all things behavior. And so I use that by talking about the flight assessment, again, by Dr. Eric Thomas. In this flight assessment, it's the DISC assessment, but he uses the analogy of the flight process, right? And so in the analogy of the flight process, you have the D, which is the pilot, you have the I, which is the flight attendant, you have the S, which is the grounds crew, and you have the C, which is the air traffic controller. Well, I'm high, I, totally high I, but I also kick in when things, especially when things start going wrong and unraveling, my air traffic controller totally kicks in. And I think it's a part of just how I've been trained for almost 30 years being in leadership. Because even when I wasn't in leadership, I was in leadership. When I was in the classroom, I've always been in a leadership role, even my first year teaching, right? And so my air traffic controller kicked in. And the air traffic controller loves to think about what an air traffic controller does at the airport. It puts those systems, those processes, quality. It ain't time to be making mistakes. Okay, all of that stuff comes in, analyzing, right? And so that's what I was doing this week because I had this crisis. So what happened was I didn't let this good crisis go to waste, right? I did not let the good crisis go to waste because the good crisis, it wasn't good, but it was a good crisis because it challenged me to start thinking and not even thinking about the challenge, because the crisis literally was a personal crisis, but it put me in business mode because it affected my business, right? And so I want you to understand this. I want you to understand this. I want you to understand this. I need somebody. I need, if you watch it, I need you to type right now. I understand this. Don't let a good crisis go to waste. I don't care how many lemons you are given. You better make that lemonade. And not just make the lemonade and settle there. I told you, package it, distribute it, market it, franchise it. Don't just take the lemonade and just settle, but take it to the biggest level possible, right? So, what I wanted to talk today really though was more about, I told you about the assessment, understanding how we fit in the puzzle. So, because I'm a high I, I'm a flight attendant, right? I love to thank you, Mary. I see you on here today. Hey girl. Um I like to think visionary, right? So here you have. I showed you this before if you watched my lives before. If you haven't, again, I'm gonna give you a quick synopsis of this. So my husband and I are almost polar opposites. So I'm ideal driven. I'm very charismatic. I'm outgoing. You know, he's somewhere else. He is not gonna be on the screen unless I drag him, right? Because he's about being service oriented. So he's been worried today about me eating. He's been worried about my self-care. He's been worried about that. And I'm like, come get on the line with me. That ain't happening. Easygoing, very loyal, has a heart of God, right? He's going to be true to the cause. So I needed that this week. So when I got a phone call and I thought I was going to have to, I was going to have to do something, I couldn't get on a flight quick enough. He said, I can leave work. We'll do XYZ. Da, 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 da. He went into grounds crew mode. I went into I mode or flight attendant mode. So I started getting into again, very ideal driven, different things. You know, I was really optimistic, even in the midst of the crisis. But here's what also happened. My children started jumping into theirs. So I have one daughter that is a pilot. I have another daughter that she's more like a grounds crew, right? But when she gets in a tight, her air traffic controller kicks in and kicks all the way in. So guess what? They didn't let a good crisis go to waste. They started sharpening their skill set. They started utilizing the natural behavior that they have. And so again, I just wanted to encourage somebody today. I don't care how many lemons you get. Make you some lemonade. And as I said before, that book that is really totally life changing, change your questions, change your life. And so that's what I had to do in this crisis mode. I started changing the questions that I was asking myself, that I was stating to myself. And then I was able to move some things around. But as I told you, the crisis impacted my business. But because I have other pieces of the puzzle that are different than me. See, understand and appreciate differences. I was able to get through the crisis. So don't ever let a good crisis go to waste. Never let a good crisis go to waste. It's more to it. I can't open up and share all of that just yet, but we'll come back. But I just wanted you to think about that today because today is Think About It Thursday. So I just need you to think about it. And I need you to share with somebody else. Okay. So again, if you have not joined my text messaging community, please join so I can send you information. I don't spam people because I don't like to be spammed. So I'm definitely not going to spam you, but I am going to educate you. I'm going to try to up level you. I'm going to try to push you. I'm going to try to help you change, right? And so I need you to understand that, right? I need you to understand that. So think about it Thursday today. Guess what? It is all about never let a good crisis go to waste. And when I tell y'all this smile is on my face, some people wouldn't have this smile on their face if they were going through a crisis that I had to experience this week, right? But I know don't let a good crisis go to waste because it helped me start thinking different. It helped me start acting different. It put my team to collaborating to make stuff happen that needed to happen, right? And so don't ever devalue obstacles. because when they come, I promise you, you're strong enough to get through it. Remember, I wrote a book called Powerful, Growing You and Unlock Your Purpose. Well, you are powerful. You're powerful beyond measure, and nothing can stop you. That's why the enemy come in so tough, because he want to try to stop you, but you don't let him stop you. Text 810-321-5365 and absolutely, absolutely join my community. I would love to. If you have not done so, I'd love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're on YouTube, and you can check your girl out at BridgetBrownJackson.com. All righty. This is it for today. I hope you got something out of this. I hope you understand. Never let a good crisis go to waste. I don't care how it come at you. Get your team together. So your team doesn't have to be a paid team. It doesn't have to be it, but everybody need a team. And everybody need, let me just tell you this, let the minister come out. Everybody need a praying team. So I need you to have people on your team that's going to be able to take you to the next level spiritually when you're going through something, that they can hold you up. I put out a blast to my team, prayer warriors, and guess what? They went to praying, and God started changing that situation before they could even say praying. So I just want you all to understand and know, never let a good crisis go to waste. God got your back. But more than that, there's some lessons to come out of every single thing. And it might even be some money that come out of it. All righty, all righty, all righty. I see that. I see that. All right. I see Mary saying all things work together for the good. Yes, Mary, they do. The crisis is still going on. I still have some issues and some different things. But guess what? I am so encouraged that God never makes a mistake. Like you said, all things work together for them that love him and are called according to his purpose. And so I praise God for the opportunity to even have the crisis, because I'm on this side of the dirt to be able to go through. I'm on this side of the dirt to be able to tell somebody else, because testimony means to do it again. Okay, y'all, Mary, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Okay, she start commenting and everything, and she's an evangelist. I'm an evangelist. We'll start having a time here, But I'm gonna get off here. People, thank you so much for being here. Bless people, God's people, powerful people. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'll see you back on next Tuesday for Transformation Tuesday, and again next week for Think About It Thursday. That's when we go live every week. God bless you, love you, and remember, never let a good crisis go to waste. God bless you.